In 2023, on the 7th of October, approximately 1,400 Jews were killed by Hamas. Some women were also raped. Some people were kidnapped by Hamas. Then the war began. We human beings have a small brain, but it is our power. Unfortunately, many people do not use it to think carefully. If at that time Hamas had the ability, atomic power or any other great power, they might have tried to destroy the whole of Israel. According to some interpretations of their ideology, they believe they must continue fighting Jews until none remain. This idea comes from interpretations of religious texts and traditions from more than 1,400 years ago. Some people follow those ideas strictly. But what I want to discuss here is the problem of numbers. 1,400 people were killed. After that, Israel attacked Gaza. Now more than 80,000 people have died. Many people compare the numbers. Children died, women died, civilians died. Yes, when many children die, it becomes a terrible tragedy and possibly a war crime. But when war begins, many mistakes and tragedies happen. Hamas declared war in 2023. Israel responded. The United Nations and others may speak about it, but during war, many things happen that nobody can fully control. So the question is, should retaliation always follow the same number? If 1,400 people were killed, should the response also be exactly 1,400? A little more or less? Is that the logic we should use? If Hamas had more power, maybe they would try to kill millions of Jews. So when people say that 80,000 is too big a number, the deeper question is about intention and capability. Numbers alone cannot explain crime. When a person makes a general diary in a police station because he fears for his life, do we really care at that moment? Usually we do not. But later, when that person is killed, suddenly everyone reacts. Then we say, "Oh my goodness, this is a very big issue." Why do we wait for the death to recognize the seriousness of the problem? When the complaint was first made, that was already the warning. At that moment, we should understand that the danger is real, and we should try to stop the problem before it becomes a tragedy. If we acted when the first warning came, perhaps the bigger disaster would never happen. When one person dies, society often does not react strongly. But when 100,000 people die, suddenly everyone speaks about justice and retaliation. Before massive destruction happens, people should think more carefully. Countries like Israel or the United States sometimes act early because they believe waiting could lead to a much bigger disaster later. Many people criticize them, saying they are wrong or aggressive. People also say the United States created groups like ISIS or influenced groups like the Taliban. But an important question remains, why do people join such groups? Why do people not say, "No, this is wrong. We will not be used"? If someone can persuade people to commit violence in the name of religion, then the problem is not only the manipulator. It also exists in the belief system or interpretation that allows it. So responsibility is shared. Now, I want to explain something about my YouTube channel. I opened a YouTube channel. My first 2 videos were made with the help of AI. I only gave the title and the concept, and the AI created them like a documentary. I never deleted those videos, and they're still on my channel. But from my 3rd video until today, everything is my own thought. All the ideas, concepts, and explanations are mine. Sometimes I record with my own voice, and sometimes I use text-to-speech. But the words, the ideas, and the logic are completely mine. There is not a single word written by AI in those videos. They are all my own thoughts and my own invention. I only used AI in the beginning for the first 2 videos. After that, everything you hear on my channel comes from my own thinking. I did not want to show my face or my real voice. I am not a famous person. I also do not want to risk my life. That is why I hide my identity. Even now, almost none of my friends know that this channel exists. I also believe that almost nobody watches my videos. But maybe one day, after I die, someone might see them and find one logical sentence or idea. For that reason, I keep these recordings. The AI only gives the voice. The thoughts and writing are mine. Recently, I have started experimenting with using my own voice, but I may stop again. I do not know. Emotions change. Situations change. Sometimes my brain simply finds a question or a piece of logic, and I record it. Mostly, I just want to leave a record. If I die, at least something will remain online. Now, let us talk about Iran. Even without full power, Iran already creates fear in the world. If Iran gained full nuclear power and war started, the situation could become extremely dangerous. Their political and religious system is different. Iran follows Shia Islam, while many other Muslims are Sunni. Even among Muslims, there are major differences. However, the core idea for many believers is still faith in Allah and the Prophet Muhammad. Some people believe the entire world should eventually follow their religion. If the world waits until such countries fully develop nuclear weapons, the consequences could be catastrophic. So some countries choose to act before that capability becomes too strong. People may criticize those actions, but sometimes the fear is about what might happen later. Now, let us talk briefly about Khamenei. Khamenei died. Before his death, many people in Iran opposed him. There are many reasons why people are not always protesting openly. That is not my main topic here. Instead, I want to talk again about numbers. Imagine 10 people understand something correctly, while 100,000 people are wrong. A wise person should recognize that truth is not determined only by numbers. In Iran, there are around 90 million people. Perhaps a smaller group strongly supports the strict Islamic regime, while many others may prefer democracy. If a smaller but highly motivated group dominates politics, the numbers alone do not tell the full story. For decades, people have been influenced by promises of heaven and fear of hell. These ideas motivate strong loyalty. But the question is, should such beliefs be forced on the entire world? Many people in the world, Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, and others, follow their own beliefs peacefully without trying to force others to convert. So why pressure them? This is a question humanity must think about. Even if supporters of violent ideology are fewer in number, the rest of the world must decide which side represents humanity. I am not a scholar or an expert. Sometimes I simply try to find logic. I do not spend my whole life researching these topics. Sometimes a question just appears in my mind. As a self-educated person, I speak openly. Maybe nobody will ever watch my videos. Maybe I am the only viewer. Maybe nobody will comment to say I am right or wrong. Still, I leave these recordings. One day I will die. At least something may remain online. I do not want fame. I am satisfied with my life. My personal belief is simple. I should not steal from people. I should not harm others. I should not break anyone's heart. That is my religion. Whatever reward or punishment exists after life, I am not worried. At least I can say, I try not to harm anyone. I never wanted to destroy someone's life, property, or dreams. I tried to live quietly and peacefully. Thank you all.